After 2 weeks of diving, the 3rd of January was the last day of diving of Arash. That day, the rest of the divers on the boat wants to see marine life. They want to see the big four of Cozumel: turtles, eagle rays, sharks, and eels. We jump in the water, and in less than 5 minutes, we start seeing all the turtles. Turtles eating, turtles going up to the surface to breathe. We saw 4 of them. Empezamos a ver todo tipo de vida marina. One of the big ones from Cozumel show up, the guacamaya, rainbow parrotfish. As I was filming it, somebody was knocking on the tank. Another shark was passing by. I didn't make the effort to go for it, as it was so far away from me. The divers in the back, they saw it. Another parrotfish, another parrotfish eating. You can hear how it gets the food from the coral. And another turtle. This was the 5th turtle we saw that day. I was behind a big coral head. This shark show up and is scratching his back and his lateral sides towards the sand. I don't know what that means. I didn't want to kick against the current to see him, as I was busy filming a family of about 7 to 10 lobsters and that coral head. They were all shy, beautiful color, very healthy. We were all optimizing our air, make sure we don't waste it, as we were approaching to this little, I call them bed and breakfast kind of, where the shark and eel always hang up. We've been seeing it for years and trying to find out how is the relationship on that. We arrived to this bed, and for our surprise, it was no eel. It was only the shark right there, as usual. Nothing new. It was right there resting. I was wondering where was the eel. Sometimes we see up to 2 sharks and 1 eel. This time was only 1 shark. But when we were just about to leave the place, oh, there is Natasha. Natasha was coming back, and he was coming back from eating, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. She came back, nice, about approximately 5.5 feet. She swims into the cavern, that little ledge, and he leans on the shark. Sabine is so happy. Sabine and Ken, our Asarash, was taking video. Look, the reflections of the Maori eel. Looks how she's like a dog biting. You will see very clear in a second. You will see a little right there. The way she does, because what she eat is inside her stomach or before her stomach, and when it's moving, she's trying to digest, and she makes those moves because it's a reflection. And look at that, very close, right there. It's like a dog barking, but it's not, and she's not trying to bite no one. She's just doing that movements because the animal who she eats, still alive inside. We've seen a shark, we've seen lobsters, eels, and turtles, but we still had to see the eagle ray. We jump in our second dive at Chankara. I make myself neutral, and I was just optimizing my air, breathing nice and careful, admiring the nice coral heads. When Mary spot the eagle ray. This time visibility was a little short. We didn't have the 100 feet we had on the first dive. We can see the eagle ray on the middle of the screen, but on the far way. It looks better alive than what it looks here on the camera. We were happy. We swim with the eagle ray, went away from us. We still saw it about 20 feet away from us. We carry on with the dive when Robert Bellinger, Rob, make me a sign, say it's a big lionfish over here. When I went, oh, I couldn't believe it. It was heating up. It was heating up in a big coral head. It took me 3 minutes to study how I was gonna get it out of there without hurting the coral and without missing the shot. Normally we take the lionfish back to the boat for the captain to take home. Sometimes we try to educate the marine life, the local marine life, so they can eat the lionfish themselves and we don't have to sacrifice it. Lionfish is invasive species. It shouldn't be here. Lionfish belongs to the Pacific Indic. If we let the lionfish grow up, they reproduce like rabbits. If we let them grow up, we're gonna lose our native marine life. Like Bahamas and other parts in the world and other parts in the Caribbean has has happened. They have lost the native marine life because the lionfish is a big, strong predator. When they arrive in the Caribbean, nobody recognized the lionfish as a food and nobody recognized it as an enemy. They can eat everything is around them. Reason why here in Cozumel Marine Park we have to control it ourselves by sacrificing them. It was so big I had to cut the head off. The queen triggerfish and mutton snapper, they were coming to get a piece of it. As I mentioned to you, the lionfish was so big, approximately about 45 centimeters. Then right here, the mutton snapper tried to eat it. It couldn't fit his mouth. And this mutton snapper is big for that species. Couldn't get it in his mouth. He has to wait for the triggerfish, queen triggerfish, to make it smaller. Second try of the mutton snapper. Tried to get it in his mouth and he was not able to get it. The queen triggerfish are enjoying it. Third try, get it on his mouth, not able to do it. But another mutton snapper was more hungry than this one. He come and grabbed the lionfish and took it away. He was going crazy, so desperate to have the food in the mouth and not able to eat it. He was shaking it and he was striking it against the sand the way they do when they catch the grunter to feed themselves. They could not break it. We tried to show marine life. Then the new kid in town, which is the lionfish, could be a food for them. And we tried to show him that they had to eat it when it's alive. The show keeps going on, and they still have some big chunk to eat. Somebody make a sign to me. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Cateto, our friend shark, arrived. He's about 6 foot long. Nurse shark. And he was smelling, and he knew was party going on around there. He goes with a rush, and he can smell the lionfish out of the Hawaiian sling. He's looking for it. He couldn't find where it was. Suddenly, there's Robert Bellinger show him where the head was. But the shark went away, looking where it was the other piece of junk the other fishes were eating. He keeps coming around. He keeps coming around, smelling the Hawaiian sling from a rush. Finally, he got where the head was. He knew it was close to the food. He grabbed it, and you can hear how he shoot it. Remoras were attached to him, eating the leftovers. I remember the head was solid as a rock. That's the reason none of the other fishes were able to eat it, except the shark. It is not our intention to feed the sharks or any other marine life with the lionfish, but sometimes they come and they get it. Cateto keeps coming back. He wants to know if there is anything else for him. We keep diving and he just coming around us. We can admire this beautiful species of shark. He has the powerful of 100 vacuum cleaners. He sucks with so much power, 100 times stronger than a vacuum cleaner. He has so much power on his suction. I'm more afraid of a nurse shark than any other sharks. Any other sharks here in the Caribbean, obviously. It keeps crossing around us. Roger is looking at it. Ian Harvey was with us, Ken and Sabine. He kept smelling to my camera, thinking that probably I have something for him. I've been seeing these new sharks for the last 2 years. This is how good marine park works out here in Cozumel. It's a very good equilibrium on the chain. He comes back against me. I didn't know the Arash has another lionfish behind me. He keeps smelling again to me, smelling my camera, and he keep going. Arash has his second shark, his second lionfish. Sorry, he's eating this time right in front of us. As he goes away, I follow him. Bubbles of air of the lionfish is coming out of his gills, and the remoras are eating the leftover. I can see how the nurse sharks eat and how it sounds like. He stayed with us for the rest of the dive. We had 2 great dives. We saw eagle ray, sharks, eels, turtles, mountain snappers, huge parrotfish, lobsters. We seen it all. It was another successful day of diving, as usual, here in Cozumel Marine Park Reefs.